So Capcom just confirmed something big about the Resident Evil 4 remake. This is going to be very important information for those who are scared that this remake is going to be bad. I feel like there are a lot of people who aren't excited for the RE4 remake. So maybe this video will change your mind. Strap in, get your snacks ready, and let's get into it. Well, before we get into it, feel free to leave a like on the video and comment your thoughts on the RE4 remake down below. So before anything else, I feel like I need to address this. I first want to talk about people's concerns about this upcoming remake or reimagining. And so many people, just all throughout the hundreds of comments that I've gotten, a lot of people are like, this game is not going to live up to the original, and people are setting these crazy high expectations. For those that are unfamiliar, keep in mind that Resident Evil 4 is literally considered one of the greatest video games of all time. That is a very dangerous task for Capcom to take on. To remake one of the greatest video games ever made, whether you like it or not, the public loves this game. There is a reason why it is so popular, and even if you're not one of those people that like the game, it is still factually considered a great game by a lot of people. This is going to be a reimagining, not a remake. Alright, so I'm gonna self-promote myself real quick. I don't know if you guys have seen this video yet. It's a video I made months ago, and I pretty much explained my personal problem with the current Resident Evil remakes. And one of my biggest arguments is these are not remakes, these are reimaginings. A remake is basically Resident Evil 1. That is an example of a perfect remake. A reimagining is taking the concept of the original games and just making their own spin on it. So this is going to be a reimagining and not a remake. And for people that want to start this debate again, Capcom even said it themselves. This is going to be a reimagining. But that's not the title. That's not exactly what they confirmed, but we'll get to that in a second. The next thing that you guys need to do is do not compare this remake directly to the original. If you compare this remake directly to the original, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. This is going to be a very different game in story, in characters, and in tone. I even tweeted this myself and I said, look, you can't compare this directly to the original. When this game releases, you have to treat it as its own thing, while also making sure that Capcom respects the original source material. In my honest prediction, I do believe that the RE4 remake is going to be the best reimagining out of all three games. But now I want to finally talk about what Capcom has confirmed themselves. And the reason why I'm making a video on this is because I've gotten so many comments of people saying you're wrong, you don't have any sources, this isn't true, you're just assuming. So let me just sit here and happily confirm exactly what Capcom said themselves. At the Capcom showcase, we got an extended gameplay look at the Resident Evil 4 remake. And if you paid attention to the subtitles, Capcom said this in quotes, carefully preserving what makes the original title so special. They also said that the experience of being attacked by hordes of crazed ganado is truly an iconic moment from Resident Evil. I feel like this confirms that the game is going to retain its action elements from the original. If Capcom themselves can acknowledge that fighting off hordes of enemies is what made RE4 so special, then it's obviously going to be in the remake. Part of what made the original so special was the gameplay and how many action sequences there were. Look, I love Resident Evil 4 to death, but that is not a perfect game. As much as I love Resident Evil 4, it still pains me to say that Resident Evil 4 has a ton of flaws. It is my favorite Resident Evil game, but it is far from perfect. So for the people that are like, no, they need to retain everything in the game, you have to be lying to yourself, because there is so much about Resident Evil 4 that needs changing. I might make a separate video on that, but for today, I want to know your thoughts and what do you guys think about all of this information? Are you guys excited for the remake, and what are your expectations? Feel free to leave a like on the video, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.